been stuck on stuck on
Hello, how's it going, Seth? Dude, your mic is out. I can't even hear you. That's all right. Well, good evening, good morning, good night to everybody. Seth, can we hear you now? Oh boy, I don't know. I don't hear Seth, and I don't have him muted on my end. Hopefully, you can get that soon. Well, technical difficulty, but that's not a problem. We'll figure it out, right? Um, so in the meantime, I guess I just wanted to talk with Seth. He did get his baby ape in about a couple weeks ago. I still can't hear you, boss man. He got his baby ape in about a week ago or so, and he's been flying it this week, and it's been terrible weather for flying lately, like really really bad. Honestly, we've just gotten some snow today a little bit this morning, and it's just been too cold. Like I don't know. So hopefully we'll get some warm weather soon where we can get up and flying, and hopefully do some meetups with the rest of the team and everything.
Hello.
Are you there? Yes, I can hear you now.
There we go.
There we go. Um, turn up your mic a little bit.
Turn
Unless,
it up, you said?
oh wait, no, go ahead. There we go. I'm good.
All
My
right.
my audio is all porked up on this side too.
That was
So,
with mine. I have my separate app that controls all my audio.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I
I
have
have
it
that
swapped
separate.
over to my headset.
I have that separate one for noise cancellation too. And that was how like my first stream with this new mic. I like had noise cancellation like up to like 70%, and like I could barely hear myself. I didn't realize it during the whole stream, and so um now I have it down to like 20, so it kind of works. There's a fan on my computer that's like going out, and sometimes you can hear it cut through into the mic. But
I got a spare one if you need it.
I don't even know how to wire that shit in, dude. I've worked on a computer once, and that was in high school.
Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I'm soldering on your drone. So
Exactly, it's
let's
fair.
talk about that. Like, what are we doing with your new baby ape that you just got? We're already gonna do some
Well,
molesting to it. We're gonna take it apart and do some stuff and break some stuff, and then
well,
hammer
first
it.
off, I ordered my camera for it, and it's going to be here tomorrow, it says already. And I just ordered it today.
Well, camera. Sorry, I'm getting over a
The
cold.
the
Podcasting.
Thumb Pro, the Runcam Thumb Pro.
The Runcam Thumb Pro. Now, I have used Runcam FPV cameras for a long, long time. Um, Basically, that was like my first upgraded camera that I ever bought, like for an FPV drone,
Mhm.
and they were amazing. And then later on, they made like the recording cameras. So they had like the one that looked like the GoPro Session, like the square thing, and they got suits like
Right.
GoPro and everything else. Then they had the Split, which is like a FPV camera that also had
Mhm.
HD recording on it. That was like the first of its kind, and it had a lot of latency, so that was like the biggest complaint.
Right.
But now like they got some good competitive stuff compared to GoPro for cameras, especially on a budget. Looking at some of these
Right.
GoPro cameras, they're as much as the quad. So when you got your flying rig up in the air, you got a $300-$400 drone and then a $280 at minimum camera attached to it.
Camera. Yeah.
If it's a GoPro and it's like, yeah, if I lose it or crash it into a tree or crash it into a pole, like you're losing $1,000 right away.
Oh yeah.
So that Runcam Thumb, how much was that thing?
It was $110.
110? Dude, that's so cheap. That's awesome.
It
But you know
like
what's funny
it blew
is that your drone is as much as that though too, because it's a baby ape.
right, and it blew my mind. So I'm like, that's a lot of money for a tiny camera.
Well, yeah, but it's a 4K camera that's tiny like that, and
Well,
it has image
right.
stabilization and everything too.
Yeah, about this size right here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's your mount for it then. You already got that
I
3D printed.
printed two different mounts because I don't know what's going to be stronger.
Yeah.
Because when I originally printed this one's actually two pieces. These prongs kept breaking off at
Oh,
the mounting point. So I think I fixed them now. Otherwise, if that system doesn't work, I got a fixed one I printed.
did you mess around with the support thing like we did before? Sorry, my
Uh,
computer's going.
yeah, and I actually went. What was happening is they were printing hollow, so
Oh,
back and adjusted it.
yeah, the infill was all messed up then.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. But well, hopefully we'll get at least some kind of mount for it for
right,
now. We were just talking before the stream went live too that we want to do some more 3D printing with FPV stuff. Like that's one of the things that's super nice is that you can 3D print a lot of these accessories, and they're
right.
fairly easy to even customize. But I don't
Yeah,
have a 3D printer anymore right now. I'm looking at buying a new one, but
but yeah.
for,
For now, these two mounts are just test mounts. That's why they're blue and don't match my drone whatsoever.
yeah, yeah.
It's
I mean, that's all right.
because once I figure out which one works better, I was going to just print a handful of them and keep them on me.
Yeah, I mean,
Because being new, I'm crashing quite a
I,
bit.
I was gonna say you're gonna break them no matter what. It's all like, if you have a little crash into a tree and it hits the ground and you're not going, super fast, then and it breaks, then maybe look at the different one or maybe redesigning
Right,
it so it's thicker or something. But
right. But I also don't want it too bulky. You know what I mean?
no, the
Because
thing that,
okay, I still want to have the room for the battery because I was fitting it up a little bit with a couple of the batteries you gave me, and
yeah,
it's cutting it real close to where the mount is.
yeah. I mean that's how the 5 inches are even like my GoPro is pressed against my battery because I have the angle on it and everything too, and like I don't want to push the battery further back because it'll mess up
Right.
my CG and stuff. But which I mean I
R-
don't know if quads really have a CG, but I like to think they do.
I would assume so.
At least somewhat. Like I imagine if the battery is like all the way in the back and all the weights in the back, it's gonna probably make the quad do some weird stuff.
Fly
Like,
heavy
yeah,
in the
just
rear.
yeah, you could probably tune it out in the PIDs a little bit if you had to, but I bet you it still would not be ideal.
Right.
But so there's that though. You've been already ripping that thing around too.
Yeah.
So
Ever since I went up by you to get it all set up, I did it, well, 3 days or as many days as I could before it started snowing
I know it's snowing
and
right now.
getting
I'm looking
cold.
out the window. It's like sucks. I thought we were. I mean, I was just camping with my family the other weekend.
Right.
It's like wow, this weather sucks. But
But hope next week is, I think it's getting nicer out.
yeah,
So I'm gonna hopefully get more fly time.
yeah, definitely.
I did also order those battery adapters I needed to charge the
to
batteries.
charge. Have you been charging them at all? You found
Yeah,
a
I've been.
charger?
Yeah, with that one little charger that came with
Oh,
it.
dude, I should have loaned you one of my other thousands other chargers. I
It's
didn't even
not
think
a
of it
big
when you
deal.
were here. You were over what Saturday, Sunday for Sunday, yeah,
Yes.
Sunday for dinner and a show. We were trying to get that freaking baby 8-ball bound up, which I don't.
Oh, it
To
was
me,
fighting.
dude, like when I read a combo of something like an FPV combo where it gets you goggles, remote, all this stuff, I expect all of it to be fucking bound up at least.
Right, but
Like what in the
literally,
butt?
when we got it, everything was sealed. It had all
Everything.
the
No, they
labels.
just jumbled all the shit together, and you probably saved $20 buying it in a combo versus
Right,
buying it
which
separate.
it's fine. I'm not too upset about it.
Yeah.
It was just, it was not happy connecting.
No, and it's ELRS, and like we got it to work, and kind of since we figured it out, I think we can do it faster the next time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially once I get all the programs and stuff on my computer, I can
Yeah.
just do it myself.
Well, that's what we were even doing too. Like we were downloading some of these ELRS updates, and we were doing it like through our phone. Like you just download it as a file,
Right. And it was
and
still not taking it.
no, it wouldn't take it, but it's taken that from me before, and it's worked.
Right.
And then
I mean,
all of a sudden, like when we were messing with it, didn't it just like all of a sudden just bind up, and we're like, oh, it's
Yes,
working now. I
because
don't even know what we did.
the drone was fine because we didn't do any. The only tuning we did to the drone was the camera.
Yeah,
What we were having problems with was my TX12, my
right.
radio.
Yep. Did we update the radio? Is that what was like worked?
I-
Because I swear, like I was just dicking with it, and then all of a sudden it started working, and I'm like, okay, Seth, I don't even know why it's working, but it's working now.
For some reason we couldn't get into the bind menu.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
We couldn't get in the bind menu, so we had
Oh,
to
it was the
read
Lewis script.
it. Yes.
That's right. So the Lewis script was downloaded wrong on the controller from the factory, and it wouldn't even open. It was on that dumb loading screen, which I heard was a problem, but the problem was that it just took a long time to load. Yours
Right.
just never loaded.
Oh
And
yeah.
so
100%.
all we did was just download the new Lewis script from ELRS
And then it
use that
bound right up.
program. Yeah. We had to use that program though on mine, the ELRS program that was on my
Yeah.
computer to convert the file, but
And
yeah,
hopefully I
then
have to touch that again.
what was weird is it didn't even like we didn't even hit bind. We just went and opened the Lewis script, and all of a sudden the drone was connected to it, and that's what I was like, whoa, that's weird.
So like it could have just been a corrupted file.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. If we knew that, it would have been a simple fix.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we did the process of elimination. We got out and flew that day too, even yet. So
Yep.
it
I
was
got
like
2 packs, or
Yeah, you
well,
got
not
2
two
packs.
full packs, but it was too
Well,
cold.
yeah, dude. Like this was what 7:30 o'clock at night in Wisconsin when it's still
Yep.
winter.
Oh, and yeah, it was 7:30.
Yeah, dude, it was late. Like it was. I can't believe the sun was even out yet. It was getting dark,
It was
and
starting to get dark, and like we got to get out there.
you know, that was ridiculous. Brought the propane heater that's like huge. I was holding it on Seth's hand so his thumbs wouldn't freeze when like burning
Yeah, he
his
tried
controller.
starting me on fire.
Oh yeah, that's when it made that weird noise. I was like, "Oh shit!" I turned it off really quick.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was cold. I hope that we can do some flying outside again. I'm just looking. If I keep looking off to the side, 'cause I'm just watching it like turn into a blizzard outside right now.
Is it actually?
Dude, it's snowing. You're in Fond du Lac, right? So in Appleton here,
Oh yeah.
it's snowing pretty hard.
Oh yeah. Not here.
Yeah, it's getting bad. But what do you do?
It'll
You
hit
just-
us eventually.
I tell you what you do. You fly your freaking tiny whoop, dude.
I don't
So-
have one.
You got to get one.
I
gotta
will eventually.
It's so awesome, and I recommend the Meteor 65, and not just because we're sponsored by them. I love the drone, but like the problem that I had is I had a video transmitter where I ripped out the antenna on, and I
Mhm.
bought a new one. I think I was telling you this when you were here.
Yep,
Like I
you
bought a
showed me
new,
it.
yeah, I bought a new one, soldered it all in, and the new receiver was deal. It was just dead, just didn't work. And I was like, man, I checked my solder work, like everything looked really good. checked the programming, did the software updates on everything, even reflashed my stupid board where I lost everything, even though I had a backup.
Right.
And just like nothing worked. So I emailed them and they sent me like I sent it back to them. They gave me my money back right away, but then they pulled them everywhere. So like Race Day Quads was out, Get FPV was out, Amazon was out even,
Yep.
and
I
and Beta
remember
FPV.
that.
Yeah, like everybody just pulled them basically.
Because I'm
And
not
then
gonna lie, I have one saved on Amazon, and it was like, oh, currently unavailable. I'm like, huh,
yeah, because
weird.
they were freaking putting bad VTXs in them or some shit. Because like they just pulled everything. And then I was like, all right, well, now I don't have a video transmitter for the drone that I use a lot inside. And so I went and I bought this like ghetto $20 video transmitter and camera thing that I had to like hack up. See, I like cut a hole
Hmm.
for the whole thing to go in, and I hot glued it in. And I was like, this is something that I've done in the past with before like tiny whoops were even a thing. Like before
Right.
they even made canopies for tiny whoops, you'd hot glue them to the front.
Right.
But like I don't know, it works now. But I really want the other, um, the original. It's called like it's an MO3 or something like that video transmitter from Beta FPV.
Gotcha.
But that one like I think it broadcasts up to like 200 milliwatts
Hmm.
too, and so this one's only 25. It doesn't go any higher. So it has like just as much signal strength as your baby ape even.
Right.
So I don't know. I recommend the drone. I think they had a little like
Hiccup.
problem. Yeah, and that's anything electronic. I mean,
Yeah. Everything. Like,
right.
big hiccup. iPhone.
Yeah. What was with that?
Yeah. It's being a 14, it's super slow right now. And
Oh,
it's
really?
really making me consider going to Samsung.
Oh, jeez.
But the only way I'll go over there is when I get the Samsung Z Fold. The one that folds
The
out to
fold.
a fucking tablet.
Dude, Rachel's dad, my how do you call it? It's not stepdad, it's my father-in-law.
Father-in-law.
Yeah, I gotta get used to saying that because marriage is a new thing to me. So my father-in-law had one of those phones last year, and like it looked cool when it was open, but when it was closed, it kind of looked weird because it had like the screen was bent, and
Well,
I think the problem that he had is like pocket sand and shit would get inside the hinge, and it would mess
that's
it up.
always been a problem, but they redesigned the new one so it's harder for the sand to get in there. And
Harder.
now
It's not sandproof yet.
there's a company out there that makes a case that the hinge is covered.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm now considering it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's worth it, I guess, to try it. But
Right. But
I don't
it's
know.
again $1,800. I could buy a nice set of drone shit for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
New goggles, new radio. I don't need new radio. I like my radio.
No. Yeah, your radio's okay, actually. I was surprised by. Oh, speaking of which, you have a TX12, right? That's what we're gonna just tell everybody.
Correct.
You left your box here. I almost threw it away, and it had all these cool ass stickers on it.
Oh,
As
oops.
as this. Oh gosh, can I
Oh, is
show
that a
this on you?
squirrel?
It's a squirrel, and it says "ripping nuts"
Oh, I
underneath
need
it.
that.
Dude, it's awesome. I actually have that same sticker book too, and then
I'll
just
save that.
your manual too.
I'll save that sticker and put it on my new goggles when I get them.
There you go. I put that sticker on my BMX bike. So that was hilarious. Oh man. So other than that, I mean, I would like to give everybody a huge update of everything we've been doing like crazy, but it's been terrible weather. I mean,
Too cold.
I was flying my tiny whoop for the first time today in a long time because I just soldered up that camera in it.
And I've been sitting inside wanting to fly because I just got it.
Dude, oh yeah, you just got it. But I tell you what, get this tiny whoop, dude. It's so much fun to fly inside. Like whenever I have this like the winter blues of just not being able to fly outside, I fly this thing and I'm like, okay, that was so much fun. And then you know what the new thing is now that they started kind of calling it just this year was gorilla whooping. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Dude, it's like when I love it. So it's like when you go to a place that you probably shouldn't fly, like Walmart or like Target or like the mall, and you fly tiny whoops inside of the store or something until you
Yeah,
get
I
kicked out.
won't do that.
I want to do it at a mall, dude. Like I did that once when I first started flying in the Appleton Mall, and I was flying
Yeah,
off of the balcony in that well,
food
in the
court.
world food court. Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't too long before security was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like,
Right.
"Flying a drone." He's like, yeah, let's not do that." But
I mean, hey, if the Fond du Lac one was still open and still a thing, I would say do it in there because it was dead anyway.
yeah, there you go.
We could have probably gotten permission from the owners too.
Yeah, just to go, dude. Then you could go rip a 5-inch through that. Oh,
That would be fun.
that'd be awesome.
But again, it's no longer a building anymore. So
Yeah, it's just gone. It's level floor.
yeah, they
Just
got rid of it completely.
yeah.
No, the only building standing that was from it, I think 2 buildings. It was TJ Maxx and Kohl's,
Oh yeah.
and now they're building some new things over there. Otherwise, it's a big old parking lot because it was supposed to be a Myers, but
Oh,
then
Drift
Myers
Heaven.
backed out of it.
Yeah, it's probably messed up soil and everything since they had a huge building there that was a mall.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure the
just put a new
utilities is all
parking.
jacked there too.
Yeah, last year they put a new parking lot and it's already all messed up.
Wow. Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I think
especially Fond du Lac.
yeah, ghetto.
Very much so.
So oh dude, the other thing too that's changed is I got that FPV gate. That's this thing. It's huge. So
Oh yeah, that thing.
this is 6 feet, a little over 6 feet big.
Hmm.
And it's not really an FPV gate. I bought that thing at Walmart that was just one of those soccer nets and
Right.
just cut all the soccer net out of it. And
I mean, it works.
dude, did you see the picture of it? Like it looks amazing. I can't share it on the live stream here because I don't even
Yeah,
know
I
how
saw
to,
the
but
picture of it.
dude, like we'll put it in a video. Like we'll make videos, but it was $30 for a 6-foot gate. And like
That's not
to
bad.
me that was really reasonable. I bought
Right.
another one of those flags as well that
Yep.
coming from China, so it's going to take a month to get here. But like those flags even are only 16 or $17 to get a custom made flag. So
That's not bad.
dude, not at all. Not at all. But the pole is super expensive. So I went to Home Depot and just that's why there's like a sharp ass bend right there. Well, it's supposed to have a bend, but it's like that bend isn't supposed to be so sharp. It's supposed to like gradually bend. But the pole is like $80, and I just went to Home Depot, I think it was, and just bought a 1/4-inch PVC and cut it and put it in there, and then I put like this shitty like huge stake thing in it and just zip tied it, and then I freaking use these clamps on it, and it works really good.
I
Last
mean,
time we
it
were out and it
works.
was really windy, all the zip ties fucking broke and it like fell over. I was like, oh no. But then I got more clamps, metal clamps, and now it's super
Yeah, I was
solid.
gonna say you could get like those radiator hose clamps and put it on there.
That's kind of like what it is like, but they're not like the ratcheting ones like that. They're just like those C clamps that have the flat bottom that kind of go in.
Okay.
So, but it kind of like bent around the pipe and everything. It worked. I mean, dude, it cost me $26 versus a freaking $80 pole. So,
Right.
but
I mean, we live in Wisconsin. We don't have money.
I just didn't want to spend a bunch of money on just
Yeah,
one
I
single
don't
freaking flag, man.
definitely don't blame you.
Yeah. So I named this podcast FPV is Dead, and only DJI pilots are true pilots, just to clickbait the shit out of people, but also stir the drama that's been going on. Like I I've always had this like sour taste in my mouth for like when FPV and just drones in general got super popular, like they just they were sold everywhere, right? Like Walmart and
Right.
Best Buy and everything. And this is changing gears, talking about flags and then going into drama, but we got to do it. So, so fuck's sake. Um, so what annoyed me is that like anybody could go and fly, like they could go and buy that drone. I guess that's worded wrong. They could go and buy that drone and fly it, and the first thing they do is like go as high as they can and as far as they can,
Right.
and it's just like it's another reason why like all the rules started implementing right away for one, and two, like the thing that I don't know why it ground my gears is that everybody was saying like, "Oh, I'm a drone pilot," and da da da, da, and it's so hard to do that, and like acting like it's super hard to fly these freaking DJI Phantoms that literally you can hit a button and it'll go fly by itself, and,
Yep.
and it's like, dude, I don't know, I just like lost the status of like, oh man, like I've started, from this hobby of just building this shit, soldering stuff up. But it's like you spend 5 hours building a drone, you plug it in, and it fucking blows up because you did something wrong, and like you're going through a
Right.
headache of it. And then like now you can just buy it at fucking Walmart, and some dude that has $300 can go fly it at a fucking airport, and then ruin the hobby for other people.
Right.
So I don't know. That's the sourness that I got out of it. Like it's so much harder to do FPV, racing quads, freestyle quads, whatever you want to call it, than it is to just buy a drone. Which I think calling our quads drones makes it sound like they fly themselves when they don't.
Right.
And it just I don't know. So what is your take on it? When you switch, I mean, you've been switching over to this, right?
Yeah.
Like the first time you were flying actual like a drone that wasn't like a
It
Mavic
wasn't
or
assisted.
assisted. There you go. Like how did that feel? What did you think? Like, oh shit, this is actually harder than it looks. And
It felt hard. I mean, with having the, I guess, hand-eye coordination, it was a little helpful, but
yeah,
I was still having a hard time and constantly crashing. And then that's when I got on a simulator and helped me out. But it's
yeah.
definitely way different compared to the DJI's drones versus the quads.
I I would say that DJI stuff is more like a video game almost. That's how like easy it is to fly.
Yes.
It's almost like a perfect scenario every single time, especially DJI. Like I think they make awesome stuff. I had a DJI Phantom 3 Professional, and that thing was amazing for video, and it just was so easy to fly, so reliable. But like again, when you fly that for a while, and then you go fly a freestyle quad, it's like holy crap! Actually, I'm in control now, and like I have to correct for the wind, and I have to do this and that, and it's like way harder. It's like the training
Oh
wheels
yeah,
are taken off,
100%.
and that's even if you're just flying in level mode, that's like the same thing. You still it won't auto hover in one spot for you. You
Oh
have to
yeah.
correct it and everything. So that's what throws off a lot of people. And so I don't know.
That's what throws off people and be like nowadays, especially, not to throw anybody under the bus, but people give up way too easy now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like I see it how I did it in the first place, but I was flying at Emax, like the bare minimum beginner Emax when I first got an FPV drone.
The easy pilot,
Yeah, the
right?
Easy Pilot,
Yep. Yep.
and that thing was such a bitch to fly. And
Well, yeah, but you gave up on it.
I didn't give up on it immediately. I gave it multiple shots, but I also think it's because I never flew it outside, like more space to give me more space to try.
That's fair. It is hard flying inside sometimes.
Very much so. Even after flying the tiny whoop you let me borrow outside,
Yeah.
take it inside, I still can't do it.
Oh yeah.
No.
You'll get there. You'll get there. I mean, like I
Eventually,
said,
but
once you get a tiny whoop like this, um, you'll do it a lot and you'll crash. I still crash the stupid tiny whoop. Like I made my gates. I have like you have some of my gates. I gave you like one of
yeah,
the
I have that
stupid
cool noodle one.
the pool noodles. Yeah, another cheap gate.
I mean, it
So
works.
yeah, but like it's pretty small and it's like even those like sometimes I hit them when I'm trying to go fast. It's like
Right.
I don't know. It's super hard to fly inside, but that's all right.
Well, yeah, I
Um,
still plan on getting one and getting better at it because how I see it now is once I get better at the tiny whoop, I'll be able to fly these like nothing.
oh
Just like
yeah. Well, no,
100%.
yes and no. Like you'll have better throttle management,
Oh,
but
that's what I
remember
mean.
it's gonna be like super sensitive when you go over to the 5 inch and the freestyle stuff.
Yes. I was trying to think of a way to word it, so I just
Yeah,
went
yeah.
with it.
No, it's better than training in a simulator. Flying a tiny whoop is probably a little bit better than just playing in a sim, I would say.
Right. But I think I like the sim a little bit better because then it got me more used to this drone right away. Because, like,
Yeah.
you saw it in the first flight, I was flying perfectly fine to doing flips right away.
Yes. So,
And
go
okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
No,
Okay.
it's glitching.
With the tiny whoop, I was getting a little frustrated because they're not like that. The Cetus Pro is not
Yes.
100% meant for flips.
Acro? Oh, no, dude.
No. It
Even
still
stuff
does
like
it,
yeah, but
but it's
it gets weird.
yes, and it doesn't like the pick up right away.
Nope,
Like and
it's
it like
underpowered.
always touches the ground. Yeah, I was getting frustrated, but I got used to it
Yeah,
and just kept going with it. I'm like, I
Th-
know I'm gonna hit the ground, but
this does
yeah.
better than that actually. The
Okay.
thrust to weight ratio for this is actually better than the Cetus. The Cetus has I haven't tuned it. I feel like it has a little bit of a throttle dampener because if you get it too aggressive with it, it really doesn't like it. And I'm like, I know it has a little bit more power than that, but
Right.
this thing, like, you can do flips and rolls, and it does. Like, you have to put some throttle into it, but like, it's still manageable. I can sit and do a flip and roll and only drop, 4 inches instead of dropping
Right.
to the floor.
Oh yeah, like
So
in my one the first newbies video, you could see how much it drops when I do a
yes,
flip,
yeah, and
which it's fine. I get it.
yeah, but
But then maneuvering to this thing is like, whoa.
well, yeah, it's like again taking the training wheels off. You know, but you're slowly doing it, which is kind of good, and you're sticking with it. And you get to see the progression now.
Which the funniest thing I did, I think it was Wednesday, I went out and flew. Yes. It's whenever I sent that video of where I was
Oh
at
yeah,
that
yeah,
soccer field.
yeah. The soccer field.
I tried my first power loop, like not in sim. It went so bad. So
Okay.
I went underneath the soccer goal,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I didn't give it enough
Throttle.
but
Oh
no,
no.
not enough throttle, a tilt or roll. Roll, that's what it is, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean, tilt
I
would
went
be
straight into the ground.
when you're coming back down. Like, did you actually
Yeah.
flip, or did you just go right into the ground when you
Oh
went through
no,
the gate?
I flipped, but I was close to the ground and it was like instant stop. I'm like, oh,
Too much.
fantastic.
Well, you flipped too fast.
Okay, so it was too
So
fast.
you. So yeah. How do I explain this, dude? It's so hard to explain tricks because I
Because
just do
it
them.
wasn't fast, but it was
Yeah, too hard on the
you know what I
throttle
mean.
too. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
like what I do, and sometimes this is like could be the wrong way of doing it, especially like for me when I'm doing it with a little drone. You
Mhm.
have to actually you might have to drop the throttle through the power loop, and normally you don't want to do that.
Okay.
But when you do this, like you're coming around, you're just slowly kind of arcing up like you're going up like a ramp,
Yeah,
and
I
then
thought I was.
and then when you get about like halfway upside down, maybe just let up on the throttle just a little bit so it
Okay.
doesn't just go shooting into the ground,
Okay.
right? And then as you pitch back over, you can grab less and less throttle. And then normally when I'm about facing the ground, I start thinking about adding more throttle. So like you can kind of
Okay.
cut throttle like at this point a little bit, but not fully cut it, and then
Right.
just freaking give her hell to try to get back through the gate. And like by that time, like you're gonna be a lot further. Like, say if this is the goalpost, you were probably like going like right like this. You want to try to kind of go up,
Okay. All right.
and go up and around over
Like
the top of it.
I thought I was going up, but
But
I'm still
yeah,
kind of getting used to the
yeah.
FPV.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is that you're just fucking looking up, and it's like I don't know if I'm a foot off the ground or 7 feet off the ground or
Right.
50 feet off the ground. It's like so some of these tricks are blind tricks.
Right.
So I'm actually working on that myself too, is flying backwards through shit.
And there is one trick did try and actually successfully did it. So you know that one yaw spin you do is like 180 turn and then like a back flip.
I don't know.
I don't know, but like
Like I do it, or
yeah,
you've seen me
it's
do it.
like I do it, but I did a 180 and then it just backflip,
That's cool. I mean,
and I was doing that through a gate or the soccer goal. And first time I crashed, second time I actually got it, but it was super shaky. So I did it a third time and I got it. And I was like happy
oh,
about it.
are you saying like when you pass something, like if like when I pass something, you kind of look at it and then you
Yeah,
roll? Yeah,
I
I
don't
do
roll,
that.
but I did a backflip instead.
Okay, so you rolled. Oh shit.
It's
Oh,
very weird.
that's hard. Yeah, that's a weird motion actually. Because like by the time what I'd like to do to make it look kind of more fluid, especially if I'm trying to do like a one cut, is if this is the object that you're kind of going around and looking at, and if you're gonna flip this way, which throws my fucking brain around, and then what I'll do is like slowly pan back, or not slowly, but like I'll fastly try to like pan back to the same direction that I was originally going. So,
Well, I was trying to think of a line because I was thinking of like, oh, do a flip and then you can go for a power loop.
hmm.
It was
Oh
more
yeah, yeah. I see
because
what. Oh, dude, I'm gonna try that now. Next
because
time
in
we're
my
together.
head I'm like, when I'm because I was a scooter kid. In my
Yeah,
head, I'm thinking about like, oh, I do tricks and lines, and it can look so nice.
yeah.
So I'm like, what if I try getting good at a power loop and learning how to do that so I can do the flip, go one way, and I just think it would look cool.
Yes, Seth, but what is the nature of this though? You're combining two tricks before you learned the first one.
Right.
And you
I
know
know.
it better than that.
I know. But it
So
sounds so
you
cool.
you and I mean, we're both from skate park backgrounds, so we've even been to skate parks together. We spent the whole night at a skate park once in Oshkosh,
Yeah,
I
we
think,
went there
right?
until the speakers started yelling at us to leave.
To leave, yeah, that's like the police were calling.
That was like 2 o'clock, I think it closed. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
dude, we weren't even the only ones there at that time, too, though.
No,
We'll have to do that again this summer at Appleton or something.
for
They
sure.
they at least allow bikes there, and like, I mean, I'm not good enough to do a lot of stuff at that one. I like Oshkosh more because they have the tabletop and everything that's fun
Hmm.
to jump. But
You might like Fond du Lac, son.
yeah, they got tabletops.
They got a hubba and they got a stage and it's like basically a big bowl. I'll
Oh
have to show you a picture sometime.
yeah, yeah. I remember seeing a video of you throwing an RC car over the fence. A video of it, right? And then you
It
just
was
jump in
probably
it.
the Creighton and the X-Man. I've thrown every single one of those over the fence,
Yeah.
like all my big trucks.
Jeez.
So I'm like, that kind of became my like test because I
Ugh.
was teaching myself how to make RCs last,
But
like
then you're
what parts
jumping
I
them
absolutely
17 feet
needed.
over.
That's what I meant by last through me,
Oh,
not through like a normal
you're
driver.
doing your own durability testing, and the skate park
Yes.
was part of it. I see.
And that launch was part of it. And if it survived that, I'm like, okay, that's what I need.
That's
Or if
good.
like it didn't survive, like my Creighton 6S that I built, that was originally a V3 and I updated it to the top or the newest V4, V5,
Yeah.
V5. And I did chassis, like armors, you gotta do like all the metal bracing and everything. But then I kind of stopped there, went harder diffs, different diff cups, because those like to break.
Yeah.
And then I did RPM arms,
Well,
not
you gotta
RPM
do
winning.
RPM like everything all the time, man.
And then the wheels I used were the Outcast backflips.
Oh, really? Street
The
tires?
6S back. They're not strict.
Oh no,
They're knobbed.
they're not. Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking of the. I'm thinking of this
I
one
don't have a
different.
set here.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. And that was like the perfect Creighton setup I've ever had.
Yeah,
I put a lot of money in it.
yeah. It's so expensive to do RC car stuff.
But hey, I did sell it for a good price.
There you go. Oh, but yeah, FPV's dead. Too many people getting into it. Snuffed it out. I'm just kidding.
See, I don't see that many. It's not really I saw it as a trend at one point, then it stopped.
Yes.
I see it coming back a little bit.
Well,
but
I think you're just seeing it coming back because you're like part of all the forums and stuff like that more. But like honestly, like me being in this for as long as I have, I would say the last 3-4 years were its peak, I guess you could say. It spiked up pretty high, and now it's kind of when the FAA started dropping in a little bit more, that's when it started falling because it's scaring people away.
Right.
So
Same with the whole airplane community and helicopter community too, because now they're going after them.
You know, you know. So it's they just kind of umbrellaed it. So everybody that's part of drones and anything flying that's in the air is heavily regulated. But that's if you look at anything in history, like especially uh, with America, like making new rules and stuff, when they don't know what's going on, like if they don't know something about something, they overregulate the absolute piss out of it, and then slowly start refining things a little bit more. So
'Cause-
I don't believe that this is going to go away,
no,
but I think it's going to get refined. It's going to get I like to be optimistic
I
about it,
hope
but
it gets refined.
yeah.
Because
So
I think another issue is like when the whole DJI, or like when GoPro made their drones, like people was using it to spy on people and out their houses too, and it was like that. I
yeah,
thought that was always fucked up.
yeah.
And I'm like, why would you want to do that in the first place? But then again, there's creeps in this world.
There's creeps. Yep, and that's another problem, being able to go buy that stupid drone at Walmart. Some pedophile can go buy it and spy on kids on the park or some shit,
Right.
you
And
know. But again,
but
I don't know.
I think there should be like a fine line between those and FPV or freestyle.
Yeah, home built at least.
That and like, yes, we can go far with these, but if we keep like a weight regulation on it, that it's not like we're carrying anything to harm anybody or planning to harm anybody.
No, well, I mean,
I
no,
mean,
but
it's some
there's people
people.
out there. If you look at Ukraine and everything, they're using these drones to bomb stuff, and it's
I mean,
not giving us exactly a good name at the moment. Too, at least I
I
don't think it is.
I get it, but like, it there should be like.
Yeah, I know what you're
I'm
saying.
trying to think of a way to explain it,
Well,
but
I understand. I mean, there should be. I liked like going through a quick class for the FAA rules and like everything. I liked when they had that. Like that was the first step of like FAA kind of stepping into this stuff.
Mhm.
Was like you just go get a card, and like to go get that card, you had to take a quick like quiz that just broke down the standard rules for everything, and it's like okay, now at least I know them, and like they made that standard on the DJI drones now. Like you had to look at that stuff before you even
Right.
opened up the app and fully launched everything, and it's like I don't know. I don't know what happened that made them regulate more heavier like this. On top of that, the weight of 249 grams. Like I purely think that someone just pulled that out of their ass. Like
It could
where
have been.
I want. Well, honestly, how do you regulate something that you don't know about and the safety of it, right? So did they take a drone, a 5-inch drone that weighed 250 grams and smack it into a fucking dummy and be like, "Oh no, that was too much damage. It's got to be a little bit lighter."
Probably.
Right? No, I don't think they did any testing
I
like
mean,
that, Seth. I think
it could have, but
well, then where's the data? That would be all over YouTube. That would be someone would
true.
say like, "This is where this came from," but literally no one knows where this came from. Some people have ideas that it came from just like something in history, a unit of measurement that was something weird, and like I don't know, that was pretty far fetched too. But I honestly feel like it was just pulled out of their ass.
Right.
And so again, overregulation for something they don't know about. So I feel like things like I don't know if you ever heard of the FPV Freedom Coalition or something. I think it's called like that.
I've heard of it, but don't know really much about it.
I don't know a ton, but it's basically a group of guys that are trying to fight for more of our freedoms in this, especially in FPV. Um, so they kind of talk about this too, and they're trying to fight and change the weight limits of these drones, and they're obviously they fought for the remote ID changes, and it didn't. It seemed like everything with remote ID got like totally kapooed. Like they tried to change it, and like the FA took their inputs and then just came out with something that was totally opposite of what everybody in the community was saying to do
Right.
and recommending, and so it's just gotten pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So now you just fly stuff that are sub 249 until the shit storm clears. And that's what I would say.
Right.
So, but I don't know. So that's remote ID. Everybody's talking about it. I don't need to rant on and digress about it, but I just think that that's one of the things that stopped people from getting into the hobby initially.
Or
So,
getting out of it.
or getting out of it. Dude, did you see that post I sent you in that group chat about that dude in Appleton selling like his whole drone stuff, like
Yeah.
everything FPV for $300? And I was like, whoa, there's way more than $300 in this shit. Like there wasn't any like HD goggles or anything like that, but like there was 3 5 inches, like four. It was at least like 6 or 7 drones, a controller, a Tyrannus controller, and some shitty goggles. But it was way more than $300 worth of stuff. And I
Right.
messaged the guy. I'm like, hey, can I buy those 3 5 inches? And before he even read the message, it was already sold.
Well, I'm not surprised.
But I just didn't want to sit and buy like I couldn't justify spending $300 on a bunch of shit that I didn't really use. I just wanted to take the 5 inches out of it just to see
I
what's
mean,
in
you
them.
could have helped out a guy.
Yeah, no shit. Well, I don't know. That's what I was thinking too. Is like, do I buy this for Seth so he has some drones too? But I don't know. I get worried about buying used drones to begin with
Right.
too.
Because you don't
It,
know what's wrong with the
it's
software or anything.
well, that's the thing. Is it's way more dangerous than buying a used RC car because the software can be
100%.
fucking bricked out. It can be. I mean, you saw like the ELRS could be bricked out. The freaking flight controller could be bricked out. The receiver. It's like all of that could be messed up, and you won't even know by
100%.
looking at it. So
Unless he let you fire them all up and see if they did anything.
that's kind of what I was thinking too. But again, it just happened so fast. Like it was sold that same fucking day or almost or something like that. It was
If I
it
had
was
the
right
money, I
away.
would have thought about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
But who
mean,
knows?
again, maybe it's just all shiznit stuff, and that's why it was
So cheap.
so cheap. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, everybody's getting out of it. Remote ID was officially kicked in, I think, this month or last month. So at least
Oh,
that's what I heard. I don't know enough about it. I don't stay on top of it. Plausible deniability, right? I don't know. So I truly don't stay on top of anything like that. I just be safe when I'm flying.
right.
So
See, when I fly, I don't want to be near anybody
no,
besides spotter,
yeah,
obviously. But I just don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to get into any legal trouble. I want to stay away from people.
no, no one wants to get a felony for flying a
No,
stupid toy. Like I'll get rid of everything if it ever comes down to that.
I
I
would
don't.
want to, but
I wouldn't want to either. But I get, dude. I race cars and everything else too. Like I don't need 10 freaking hobbies, but I
right,
know, but that's just when it gets legal like that and the government starts really cracking down on things and taking away the fun of it. Like, why even keep doing it?
exactly.
So,
I mean, what haven't they taken away? That's fun.
what's that?
So what haven't they taken away? That's fun.
I know, freaking ripping donuts in the parking lots and everything
Away from everybody.
away from everybody. I still do. I was drifting this morning. I went into work for only like 4 hours, and
I wasn't because I got a front wheel drive.
oh yeah, you got front wheel. I was all wheel drive drifting with snow tires on too, whipping that Subaru sideways. It was fun
In Mexico, right?
in Mexico. I mean, in a parking lot that my dad owns. How about
Huh, I mean, that works.
that? Fact check. Fact. Fat. Oh my god, I can't even talk. Fact. Check that. I can't even talk. It's too late, Seth. We're doing this podcast / live stream at like 10 o'clock at night. I go to bed at 7 and I sit up early.
I'm sorry I went to dinner.
That's all right. I understand woman obligations. My woman is working right now until like 3 o'clock at night. This is her first like super late. Yeah, dude. That was my reaction. I'm like, why are you even working here, Rachel? Like this is so dumb that you have to work this late. So I don't know.
Gosh.
One
I
of
know
these
who's
days.
sleeping all day tomorrow.
Yeah, she'll be sleeping all day and I'll be taking care of the kids. Which is fine, but jeez Louise.
All right.
So I don't know.
Right.
Other than that, social life aside, I don't know. I have nothing else new in FPV that I know of. I don't stand.
Did check the weather while we were sitting here talking.
Yeah,
Next weekend should be in the 50s. If
dude,
you want to meet up.
I want to meet up and fly.
All
If
right.
you're getting your camera soon, then too, we can make a whole day out of it. You can have dinner over here again with your woman and my woman.
All right. Yeah, we can do that.
Make a FPV day. Hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to do it like midday or something too, so we can still go.
Get up earlier and we go.
Yeah, dude. Like I fucking text you when I wake up sometime. Well, not even when I wake up. Like 4 hours after I wake up, and like
And I'm still sleeping.
you're still sleeping, and like you text me at like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, is he just fucking getting up? And he's like, I just woke up, and I'm like, oh my god, he's just fucking got up. Like, how does someone sleep like that? He doesn't even work night shift.
Man, you know what I was going through.
I know. It's all. I mean, it's not a secret. I have a
No.
hard time sleeping too myself, and it's like,
Well, it's not even that. That was also the weekend where we had to put our cat down. So
I know. Yes. And yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was.
it's
I guess
okay.
we didn't have to share that news on here, but yes, 'cause I've had to put down his little kitten. So it's not
I'm getting through it.
Yeah.
But no, I also game on the weekends. Like I don't remember Saturday nights or my D&D nights.
Yeah. Saturday nights are.
My nerd nights, as you call it.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, nerd nights. We can call our FPV drone days nerd days too, but
Right.
I mean,
But I'll
are
have
you
to
wearing
see
like a
what you-
costume when you're doing it and shit?
No,
No,
no.
Thank God. Okay.
No. But yeah, we'll have to figure something out. I
Yeah.
have to see if she's working or not that Sunday. Otherwise, it might just be me.
Yeah. I mean, it don't matter. It's up to you. And we can always wait for her. Otherwise, we don't even have to make a whole thing about it.
She gets done at like 4:30.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it would
Yeah,
be
so
like
does she have her own car? Or do you guys have to?
she has her own car, but after work on Sunday she doesn't like going out too much.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame her.
I was surprised that you guys that came. Like, I didn't think she was going to come because it kind of made it sound like she didn't want to be like social.
Well, for
Okay.
obvious reasons. And
Yeah.
she when you mentioned food, she's like,
That's definitely what I've learned about women. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm always open to having you guys over to eat, and then we go out and go fly and get away from the women for a little bit. So it's always fun.
I would
But-
invite you over, but
Dude,
still got cats in the house.
Dude, I know. I am so allergic to cats. It's not even funny. Like, we would have to do it outside at your place or something like that. Because when Rachel had her cats, like, every time she wanted to hang out, I'm like, can we do it at my place, please? Or go somewhere? Because I don't want to go to your fucking house. I
Right.
break out. My eyes, like, this is when I first went to her house. It was like when we just started dating. And, like, my fucking eyes swallowed up. And I was all red. And she's looking at me like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm fucking allergic to cats. Like, I hate this stuff. But I took a Benadryl, and I don't know. Even that doesn't like help. And Benadryl like is the only allergy medicine that worked for me that was strong enough to fight the cat dander. But then
Mhm.
obviously it just puts you out. Like it just makes you fall asleep
Oh, yeah.
so fast. So ridiculous. But yeah, we'll do something picnics this summer too. Do some picnics with them.
Yes.
And picnics and FPV drones. We'll have at least two of those gates then, or gates with flags, and we have the one big 6-foot gate. And then
Hopefully I can get my video out sooner. Another video out, I should say.
Yes, dude, YouTube sucks sometimes. Like, I posted that other video of me doing uncut, like fly, and for
Mhm.
one, like the video uploaded like shiznit. I must have messed up something in the video formatting because like it was really
Or it sounds like
glitchy.
I need a PC.
No, I think I actually messed something up. And so it like I just checked it today and it was at like 37 views and I just fucking took it down. I'm like, this has been up for like 5 days and it only has 37 views after we have like 1,300 subscribers. Like I'm not gonna it's just a shit video. I just took it down right away. But like in order to keep your analytics up in YouTube, you have to be posting almost weekly.
Well,
Or
yeah.
more, and like it's hard to do that. So the podcast helped fill the gap a little bit, but I don't know. We still do this shit for fun, so I'm not super worried about it anyways. But
We'll get there eventually.
we just gotta get a rhythm. And now that you got a drone, it'll help.
Right.
And
Because
hopefully,
on the weekends I don't work, so I'm gonna have time.
right. And like these 2 weeks have been kind of hard too because the weather's been bad. And like I was the only pilot in our team that was really out flying. Rupert freaking exploded his drone like a couple weeks ago or a week ago. Sounds like he's doing 2 new builds. I don't
See,
know if you saw that.
flying, I just don't have a camera.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're flying, but you have DVR. We can give you
I,
that other screen to do DVR, but DVR uploads don't even do too well too. I've done that before, and like people don't want to watch the fucking screen sit there and flicker and stuff. So
well, that camera should be here tomorrow, and we'll find a day where I can get it soldered by you.
so how should we do that? Because we have to solder it directly to the board on the
There's
flight controller.
instructions on the.
Oh, I'm not like worried about
Uh,
that part, but what I'm thinking is like, Seth, if you crash hard enough, that camera's gonna fucking rip out of
it
the drone.
unplugs.
And it has a plug.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a plug.
thank God. Because I was just thinking like now we have to worry about a camera wire ripping off of your drone. Because I've set my GoPro 300 feet away from the drone where I crashed it, and
Right.
this isn't gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, no, there's a plug.
Okay, so hopefully it unplugs itself when it crashes versus pulling off the freaking flight controller or pulling off the camera, like
Right.
pulling off of the board. So
I mean, if it does, it does. We'll find a different alternative.
yeah, but if it does, it ruins your flight controller. Like it because when it pulls off, it's gonna pull off the board. It's gonna pull the pad off of the board, and that's a $50 flight controller.
Worst case scenario, I get another one of these. I'm not too worried about it.
We could figure out like a zip tie thing. Maybe we find like a safety tether to that camera. So if it does ejectocito, then the zip tie catches it from going further than the cable can reach. We'll have to
Good
look
idea.
at it. We'll have to
Good
look
idea.
at it. Yeah, but I don't know. Did you see that video I sent you? I found the video where I hit my dad's $120,000 car.
I didn't look at it yet, but yes, I did
You
see
you
that.
gotta look at it's super grainy as shit because it was like downloaded through a phone through the GoPro app, and I don't
Mm.
have the original video. I lost it. But yeah, I was watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's that video. I didn't even realize my dad shared that on his freaking business page.
I
So
think you showed me it when you were still working at, when you were still manager at Hubbertown.
yes.
Yeah, you
Oh
did show
yeah,
me the video.
yeah, I did show you. Yeah, it was on my Instagram at one point. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
I'll still
it's
watch
good.
it because it's funny.
Dude, the GoPro was so far away from us. Like that happened, obviously on the street, and the the GoPro like went so far into a freaking cornfield or bean field, wherever, and like it took us a while to find it. It started like I went on the app, and luckily it was broadcasting Wi-Fi, so I
Mhm.
went and did that beeper find thing on the app, and we were able to find it. But I don't know. I've set so many GoPros off of my drone by hitting them so hard
Right.
that it just happens. Like I
By
told
the
you,
way,
what's that?
okay, is
No,
there a way for like when I crash this and I don't have 100% where it is to make it beep? So I
yes,
heard some people do that.
yes.
How do
Um,
you do that?
you would just have to assign a switch. I can do that for you.
Okay.
Next time we're together, we'll plug it into Beta Flight and we'll do it. But your motors are really small on that one, so it doesn't beep really loud. If you want a loud buzzer, you have to get an external buzzer that we solder to the board. Which
Okay. I mean, if it's
on
not
that
too
drone,
loud,
yeah, if it's not too loud, we can look at getting a buzzer. But like
I wouldn't worry about it too
it's more
much.
shit powering off of your flight controller.
Right.
You're already gonna power a camera off of it, so I'm a little worried about it.
Well, that's the only camera that fit on.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people put GoPros on these things, but like that's gotta fly like crap.
Dude, I put a run cam that weighs half as much as a GoPro on it. Like when I had that one, and it flew terribly. I made a whole video on it. It was a dusk flying video, not nighttime, but dusk. And like it flew like ass. And like one of the times, like on my third pack, I had like 5 or 6 batteries for it. On my like third pack, I crashed hard enough and the camera went falling off, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna add DVR to the rest of this video footage because I'm not gonna put that stupid camera back on there.
Right.
but it flew so much better without it. It was so changing. But
I
it was
mean,
kind
I watched a couple videos on the one I bought, and it looks decent.
dude, yeah, it's perfect for your drone. I think it's gonna be ideal. I don't like how it powers off of the drone. That's the biggest thing that I have. Like some people like that. I personally don't like that.
It has to with small force factor, the
Yeah,
small form factor.
and it keeps the weight down. I understand that part, but also you're over, powering. Well, you already have a circuit board that's running 3S. That's freaking tiny as shit, and it's already a 4-in-1 freaking unit, and then you're gonna take more power, robbing it from that, and the
There
cap
is
that's
a
on it.
I can power it straight from a battery, but that adds even more weight to the drone. That's also what I'm worried about.
What if it's like a tiny little battery like this? What voltage can it take?
I'd have
This
to look into it again.
dude, this thing is so small, and they're like, you can probably buy them for like $5 a piece.
Right. I mean, if that would work, then I'll do that.
Yeah, we can make some plugs for that, and then this you could mount on that drone somewhere pretty easily, or
I could
just
probably
zip
just
tie it to
strap
the
it right
camera.
to the battery. Yeah,
Yeah,
the camera.
yeah,
Because then you can get a funny video when you crash and you see it launching.
yeah. And this won't weigh down that thing that much.
No.
But I would be more. I mean, we'll see. I think you'll be okay. But if the board starts wigging out and shit because we were robbing power from it,
We're taking it off.
then we're just taking it off and finding a new way around it. So
Which it's fine. Then I can find a different use for the camera. Or we can figure out how to power it without powering it from the drone.
yeah, we'll figure it out. So I think I might be able to. You're kind of asking about that switch thing. Let me see if I can share my screen here. I know that we've been kind of going on for an hour. We'll end it soon here. I want to see. Can I do this? What? Give me a second here. I'm going to try to open up Betaflight before I share my screen. There we go. Oh, dude, this is going to be like very weird. What's that? Let me do that. Okay, entire screen. And let's add it here. There we go. Oh, that looks trippy as balls. So sorry about that. Okay, do you see the Betaflight thing? Do you see this?
Yes.
Okay, at least you see that. All right, so this is the tiny whoop, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna put a fan on this before I overheat this video transmitter that I got on like Amazon for $19. So hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's the tiny whoop. So over here, this is like your section to click on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go over to this is your modes, and what you can do is we'll assign a switch on your controller. We might have to add a switch to it, like program it into the controller first before we do it here. But once we do that, you'll just hit like what I do on this is like I hit auto, and then I toggle the switch with the remote on, obviously, and it will auto assign. It'll recognize what auxiliary channel it's on, and then you just set the range point on it. So then, when it's up, you can have this. This indicates the position that the switch is at, and so this indicates right here if it's on or not, right? So this yellow area.
Yeah.
So you'll just kind of adjust that, to match the position of the switch that you want, and you hit save. So it's pretty easy to do this. Now the problem is your screen won't look like that. It'll look like this. So it actually has like a lot more options.
Gotcha.
So like you have crash flip. Don't do this on your drone. You will pop those ESCs on that thing like no tomorrow.
Why did you do that?
No, it's just known. It's super known for it. In general, you got to be careful doing this with any quad almost, because like if your props are like if you're stuck in like a tree, and the prop that it wants to arm or spin up in crash flip mode is jammed so it doesn't turn, and you keep trying to throttle out of it with crash flip, it'll just pop that ESC. Like the current has to go somewhere, and
Right.
it's gonna ruin everything. But you can do beeper, you can do black box logging, and like turn that on and off, and change flight modes in it too. With that, and you can reassign switches if you don't like the position of the arm switch or whatever. You just move that to a different auxiliary one.
Right.
So super easy there. But other than that, yeah, I mean, what we'll do is you and I will do like a one-on-one, probably not live video stream of just what's going on with this stuff and how to tune some of it. I've done it a lot, and so much so that like they've changed this quite a bit, and so I don't know where everything is. But oh, that's really low. Uh, it's still kind of the same theory, and I even know how to adjust the PIDs, fairly decent, not crazy good, but it's easy to adjust those.
Right.
So we'll cover all this stuff. You don't have to do too much. Like once you get a drone, this is gonna look trippy as balls again. So here we go. Let me try to end that screen. There we go. Holy crap. But yeah, it's once you learn like the basics, then you can use that program to do a lot. And like there's even times where I am just watching Joshua Bardwell videos because there's so much to program on it that like I'm trying to do something that's kind of weird that I don't even know how to like turn on UARTs and stuff like that. UARTs are like these little pads that are on the drone. How do I explain this without sounding stupid? It's kind of like a communication line, basically.
Okay.
And once you do that, like you can do different things. Like we can solder on your buzzer to a UART and solder it, so it turns on when you hit a switch, or turns on when the controller's turned off, or turns on when the controller disconnects from the drone. You can do anything with it.
Right.
Or you can solder an LED pad and make the LED pad change colors through that. So the UARTs are pretty cool. But we'll cover all that stuff. It's so much information. So other than that, I guess we can wind this down. FPV is dead. DJI pilots are the only pilots, right? Is that what our conclusion is?
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, you're just getting into a dying hobby. So here we go. I'll help you through it.
I mean, I was already in a dying hobby, so.
Yeah, a dying hobby store.
No, our RCs, I don't know if you noticed that they're kind of dying off again.
I don't know.
They picked up for a while.
Yeah.
They're still there, but they're losing them a little bit.
Well, maybe they're becoming drone pilots, just like you.
That or it's just getting way too expensive.
There you go. Drone pilots. Drone is now cheaper.
It's more expensive to get into, but cheaper in the long run.
I don't know. You know what? I do both, and then I do car racing on top of it. And honestly, like I think, besides car racing, the cars are cheaper than FPV. But I don't know. I also have 14 drones to maintain, and I fly all the time and crash hard. But I don't know. So we'll see. Less upgrades. Like you're not gonna sit and like spend $400, $300 upgrading your motor because you want it to go faster. This is not going to be like that.
X-Max that's sitting downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. I drove that in the winter. The pinion came off. I got pissed off. It was wet. I didn't want to clean it, so I just threw it in the hall, and it's been there ever since.
It'll do the same with drones. I got two drones in a bin right now.
Yeah.
That just need to be worked on. The Meteor was one of them, but I got that one fixed today.
You got 3 comments if you didn't see it on YouTube.
Comments. Oh, dude, this is my favorite part. We can add this. Do the overlay. What do we got here?
The new comments with this
one. He was the one riding the BMX bike. Oh, dude. So I don't know if you watched my videos at all.
I do.
But there was one at the park, and I was chasing this dude around on the bike. And it was a fun night. It was good. We were there like all day. Um, yeah, we can probably email you my number. Talk about automotive stuff. Yeah, so we can talk about that. We'll talk some more, definitely, for
As you
sure.
got a technician sitting right here.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that it depends on what automotive stuff you mean, boss. Because that Seth is like a mechanic. I just worked on the outside of
GM
cars.
certified.
Yeah, my father owns an auto body shop, but that's just here locally, and he does vinyl wrapping. But I don't do any of that nowadays. What I do now is actually my position change. I'm a welding robot, freaking operator, instructor, whatever you want to call me. I'm part of
That's
this
you're
project.
still busting my knuckles.
Yeah, I'm doing 3D welding. Just press go on a button. No, I wish it was that easy, dude.
You know,
But
I
yeah,
wish cars were easy as they were.
yes, nice to meet you as well. It was fun flying. Thanks for being part of that video that night. That was fun. It was a good time. But yeah, well, I guess we're at the lobby. I don't know what that means. You're looking for me at the lobby? Cool. I don't know. Sorry. Um, we're gonna end up ending the stream here though. So we'll stay in touch though. Send me I guess you have to send me your email. Oh, at the hobby.
Hobby Town.
Yeah, yep. More than likely.
That's how I feel.
Yep. What? Hobby Town?
Yeah, screwed both of us over.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a whole nother drama.
You more than me, but
Dude,
still.
I committed 2 years of my life to that. We thought we were getting the company, and the family was all excited about it, and then it just because of the owner.
That's a whole bunch. That's a whole different video.
Yeah. Is he's commenting through YouTube? So what I'll do is I'll message you on YouTube. I can look up your name, I think, on YouTube. So that's not a problem. I think I can do that. And I'll send you an email through YouTube first. I think that's what we can do. If there's any other problems, comment on one of my live videos or something. We'll figure it out. But for sure. So we'll get out, do some flying. Maybe that's another thing we can do, dude. Seth, I mean, you do scootering and everything, and I still do BMX. We could do a freaking day where we go to the skate park and rip some tiny drones around, and like do some flying, and then at the same time do BMX and biking stuff.
Man, it's been a minute since I rode my scooter.
It's been a minute since I went on a bike. Well, it's been a minute since I've been to a skate park, not on a bike necessarily.
When was it? It was last October. I went up to the Green Bay indoor skate park, Jabasso.
Oh yeah.
Popped my knee out of place 3 different times.
What?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing that I'm like, I'm getting to that age where I'm like, hey, I know I want to jump this and do this, but if I fall, it's gonna take like a fucking month to recover.
I still do it because I don't care.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm out of shape too. It's fine.
Dude, yeah, you and me both. I'm gonna get winded going to the skate park.
So I gotta lose some of the COVID stomach.
The COVID stomach. Oh man.
Because yeah, even before that hit, that's the last time we went to the skate park.
Dude, that's weird to think. Why does I hate that our lives are like, I'm making the stream go too long. I hate that our lives, like everything in life is now like, oh, back before COVID or after COVID. It's like a landmarker for the date of everything you've done.
It changed a lot.
It changed a lot. Though. I know.
That's why it's such a big hit.
I know. It was like a depressing freaking time, so I don't like thinking about it. And like, all everybody does is bring it up.
I mean, hey, I got paid not to go to work, so
there you go. I just worked my ass off through all that shit.
Well, I couldn't.
That was the issue. Yeah. But yeah, dude, like we'll have to go to a skate park, do some cool video. I got the Pablo Pico now, so like before I was flying a tiny whoop around at the skate park. That just dropped. Oh, that thing is still plugged in, probably overheating as all hell. There we go. But I was flying something like this around at the skate park, so super small. This one is a little bit bigger, but it does 4K video instead of that 1080 or 720p. And it has image stabilization, so it'll be so much cooler.
Clear.
The only thing is that this is a $400 drone. It was a $120 drone. So like, I didn't care if like the dude ran over it with his bike or someone hit it with their scooter or some shit. But this one, I got to be careful with, because if I go down or if I get too close to someone and I get ran over, it's gonna fucking cost a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
but
100%.
I mean, it's the risk of flying. I mean, you could lose that thing diving a building or whatever, anyways. So
Right.
but it still has prop guards and everything, so it's fairly safe to fly around people and get some close video. Yes, definitely. Nice catching up with you. We'll stay in touch. We'll do some flying and make some cool videos chasing you around the skate park. But yeah, it's cool. There's the chat for people that aren't.
It still doesn't pop up until you send a message.
Oh, it pops up on my end. You can't see it?
Yeah, I can see it, but like on the, it says new comments will display here. For me.
Oh, that's weird. We're learning things. I bought the new firmware for this thing. Okay. Well, on that note, I don't know how to end these streams, so we're just going to awkwardly end it with an ad. Alrighty, guys. Well, till next time, and here's one of our sponsors for the video. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to start the video. All right. Bye, guys. There we go.
Hey everybody, my name is Rachel from Blade Outlaws. We'd like to thank Turtle Mode FPV for sponsoring our video. Please be sure to check out the 7-inch heavy metal spec racing frame on turtlemodefpv.com and the YouTube channel at Turtle Mode FPV. Thank you.